Inspirational Rhema Devotion with the message titled Esther, a Woman with Kingdom Purpose. Esther or Hadassah was a young Hebrew woman who was chosen by the Persian king to replace a wife that humiliated him in front of his guests at a party. An enemy of the Jews manipulated an order to annihilate the Jewish people, and Mordecai, Esther's cousin and guardian, spoke to Esther, his adopted child, and gave her this instruction in Esther chapter 4 verse 14, which says, "For if you remain completely silent at this time, relief and deliverance will arise from the Jews from another place, but you and your father's house will perish. Yet who knows whether you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this? If you remain completely silent at this time, will you rise up? Will you commit to the place God has called you and do what you have been called to do? Or will you leave? Will you do what you are called to do? Or will you shrink back? Relief and deliverance will arise from another place." God is faithful. Mordecai knew God would not allow the Jews to be wiped out. He had given a promise to Abraham through Isaac. If Esther chose not to rise up, God still have his way with those whose hearts are yielded to him in faith. You and your father's house will perish. If we choose to disobey God, there are consequences. We may never fulfill our calling. In addition, our disobedience could also draw the judgment of God. God will not be mocked. When what a man sows, he will also reap. Perhaps we have come to the kingdom for such a time as this timing. Not only are we to consider what our calling is, where it is, who it is with, and how it will be completed, but we also must consider when. Let's not let the moment of our visitation pass us by, but to be ready to go into action as the Spirit of God leads. This is what we know about Esther. Number one, she had a purpose. God had a plan and purpose for Esther all along. Number two, she was prepared. Esther was an orphan child raised by her cousin. Before she became queen, she knew about Jehovah and her Jewish history. Not only did she go through a year-long makeover for the selection process of becoming queen, but she was also prepared as a daughter of Zion. Number three, she was given a platform. Was she choosing to be queen simply because she was beautiful and pleasing to the king, or perhaps was God promoting her to a platform to fulfill her purpose? Number four, she had been given power. Her power was her voice. She could choose to use it, or she could choose to remain silent. In humility and in faith, she was used to stop the slaughter of people. In conclusion, let's consider these questions for our own life. What is our purpose? What plan does God have for our life? Have we been through our preparation? Are we equipped for our purpose? Have we been given a platform? Are we believing God to open doors? What is our God-given power? Have we received an anointing? Are we using our gifts? Be confident of this, that the God who called you is faithful and he will do it. You also must do your part. When you take a step in faith and obedience, God will do the rest. For reference, you can read 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 24, and James chapter 2. So with this, I've come to the end of today's inspirational Rhema devotion with the message titled Esther, a Woman with Kingdom Purpose.